So, what do you think about Hong Kong?
I like Hong Kong a lot. It's very different than I expected, I think. I don't quite know what I expected, but well, reality is always different from the fiction.
Your script is, for me, it's like a screenplay. So you like film also, right?
Yes, I love film. Yeah.
So then you mentioned about when you're creating your work, you are editing the picture and the text, like.
Yes, I think of it a little bit like editing a film. Like the scenes doesn't have to be long. Like in theater, scenes are very long, but in film they tend to be very short. Actually, 3 lines, cut, new setting, and this is not so common in theater. And I think it's
quite interesting.
Yeah, I like it. You can go quicker with the story by telling a little bit and then moving on. But not always, of course. Depends on the. I have also done 1 hour monologue where it's just one person talking.
But also, this is not a complete story. It just gives a space, right?
Well, it can be both. Sometimes it's a complete story, but the story is complicated and big, so you tell it in small fragments, and you want to discover the story, not maybe linear, but 1987, 2003, 1991, or like things out of context, so that the audience can puzzle. Because I like to do that myself. But it has to be readable. If it's just, I can't get the connections, then it's a bad show. I think you should, things should go like this. When that's what I try to create.
When you
wish upon a star, there's no when you wish upon a star. Yes.
Normally when you're going to create your work, how's come?
And I'm always very stressed, and I don't think I have anything to say, or I think it's very hard sometimes, or I worry a lot. And then when I actually start creating, it's very easy, and I'm very interested. I start somewhere. I normally always have a topic, kind of, so I know what we're looking for and what we're researching, as it were. Then I have very skilled people working with, so they bring a lot of themselves into the project. So I don't have to make up everything. We put it together. I like to imagine things, and I like to picture things. So I try to get as many details of as possible, so I can see the story clear. But I remember when I was little, I used to drive my parents crazy. They would never get to the story they were telling, because I would stop them to ask questions about the things that were not important for their story, they thought. But I think that's the most important.
I'm curious about what you really want to share with art. I don't know. I don't want to limit, like maybe theater is not only the one way for you or me to share the idea or vision.
But what kind of, like a core message or something?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, the message will be the same no matter what I do, whether it's a drawing or singing or dancing or theater or film or whatever. I want to move people. I want to engage them, and kind of make them aware of their own life somehow. I don't necessarily like to put up a mirror and so that they feel like there's something wrong with them, but that they start to think a little bit about their own life.
Like what we came out sentence, like not giving an information, but giving an experience. That's what I really feel. and
Yeah.
I do think it's really, really important
Yes.
for nowadays.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to push anything. I like when I myself is reminded of my own mortality. Then I feel very comforted. So I do that a lot in my work. Try to remind people that we are just here for a second. And that's okay. You know, it's the only fact that we know for sure, that we will die.
Yeah, we will pass.
That we know, or whatever dying means. We know that is a fact. Nothing else. Nothing is guaranteed. And I like that. Also, it makes me less important myself when I know that in 50 years the whole theater is full of someone else clapping for something else. That I like a lot. What moves you?
I think, of course, I'm moved by people. I love to see the reaction from the people. By all situations. For example, I like to see. Sometimes I like to see the reaction from the little kids. How he react to his mother.
Yes.
That kind of little moment.
Yeah.
I like to see when old couples they walking in the street.
That's nice.
I like this kind of moment. So I will think about, okay, can we keep in that moment forever?
Yes.
How to share this kind of experience to
Yeah.
people or an audience or just people pass by. So sometimes I don't limit myself to just share things from theater, but just now I use it and I love it with this way. But I do think about could be others way to move people. Yeah.
But I agree with you. It's something about letting people know what's already there, no? Like an old couple.
Yeah.
Like putting a magnifying glass over something that's already exists.
Because we are in Hong Kong, I don't know, or in the world, we always rush to somewhere. You have no time to stop yourself. And theater is something special because you couldn't pause from your remote control.
No.
You have to stay in the seat, but you can leave. But normally you will just stay, and because you prepare to see a play, so you know you're going to sit in the seat and just stay there. So you're going to have an experience.
Yeah.
This is something
I like that too.
Really important for me. I'm trying to give an experience more than really a story.
Right.
Sometime.
Yes.
To let them fit in the square.
Yes.
By using your body to giving so many imagination to give the imagination back to the audience, not only giving information. I think we are we are on the same track.
Yes.
And now I really know why West Kowloon putting us together, really.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I want to see more of your work.
Yeah. Same.
I think you have great performers.
No.
Yeah. I really like them.
I think we care about people. So what do you think about the artists from Hong Kong and
very
compared
good
with the Western artists? They have different or
I don't know. Well, I only know the people in the workshop that I did, and I think.
So what you feel about?
I think they are very skilled, very strong performers. Like they commit very strongly to the situation, which was quite impressive. Also because we were working with some people who are more professional and some people who are less. And I felt all of them had a strong kind of presence and commitment, yeah. And I think that's the first thing that's missing with amateurs normally. This understanding of how much you actually have to even just to sit still is a big commitment for that to make that work. Yeah. And here it was easy to create drama because people take a little thing and go a long way. So, so that's nice.
So you found any thing interest driving the creating process between these 5 days?
Oh God, yes. I mean, so many stories. That was the first thing that caught my attention. That there are so many interesting stories, different lives, different viewpoints, very different viewpoints also, just from who all the different participants were, where they come from. And also I was surprised by the level of confessions that came out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I asked for this, because I know I said, say something that is not obvious. And then I shared a story from my family, from my father. And I thought about it after, maybe it was because of that people felt like they could share or should share.
For what I feel more is like you're giving us a space to ask. Also, you voice out so many questions for us to have more space to think about, to create about. So, do you have any things you want to say to Asian artists or Hong Kong artists?
No, I was going through this Hamlet text the other day, and he says, "Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but few thy judgment, but reserve thy judgment." And you were also talking about listening before doing, which I think is very important, and to be true to yourself, which is also says, "To thine own, this above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man." I think that's very beautiful.
Yeah. But at the end, not only for an artist, for people. I
for
think.
People, but especially for artists. If you're gonna claim to say something about something or someone else, then you have to look first so that you have something to say. I think that's more important than kind of forcing your own And it's kind of ironic because I'm somebody who's extremely ambitious, and which is why I'm overworked, because I keep wanting so much. But I don't know if that's necessarily so healthy to want so much. But then at least I try to keep things as open. Yes. So that it's not filled up with me, but with the world instead.
Thank you for coming to Hong Kong.
No, thank you for inviting me.
I think you give us a fresh air. Some fresh air, not a. Sorry.
Thank you. No,
some fresh air. Because I think we need that. We need that kind of sharing and valuable conversation between you and me, also with the others. And I hope that one day we can share more.
Yeah, me too.
In our experience, or to share something more.
Me too.